I have to look at on paper what it looks like. You may be great in the present, but on paper, you're poor. And y'all follow what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, facts on paper don't lie. And you have to get a goal, and your goal is going to be, for instance, some of you right now that are having a building fund drive, don't have a building fund drive, and for 25 years, you only got $10,000 in it, and you haven't changed the doorknob. That's not a building fund. That was money that you kept dipping into that has never grown. You have to have some goals. And that's one of the things about Vision Cash. You'll be surprised that there are people who think that they got it together, and for years they've been doing the same thing, and it's out of order. One of my good friends said to me last night, and I actually needed this call. They said, when people have misplaced priorities, they are a person that is deemed to make sure that they kill yours. Now, they were not talking about me per se. We were talking about a leadership thing because they're getting ready to present today to 500 leaders. And they asked me, was that a true statement? I said, yes. Because when you have people that have misplaced priorities, you're going to mess up. Let me help you real quick. If you would spend money on shoes and bags instead of paying your bills, you have misplaced priority. If you will go buy gym shoes before you take care of your child's tuition, you have misplaced priorities. If you sit up and go buy a $70,000 car, but don't have $750 in your bank account, you have misplaced priorities. Because I want nobody to think I'm talking about, I have to be very critical in what I say. I want you to hear me and hear my heart. You got to have some goals. And one of my goals, hear me, my goal is not just to acquire money. It's not just to walk around and have a bunch of natural material things. In this season of my life, here's where I am. One of my goals is to have a healthy environment around me. You hear what I'm saying? That's a goal. And hear me, it helps me function. Because I can't function in distraction. Is there anybody here? Please talk to me if I'm talking right. I can't function with distraction. So if I know it's a distraction, I got to stay far away from it. So number two, you got to have a strength. You got to find people, hear me, on your team with a strength. And they not only have a strength, but they need to develop in that strength that help the whole picture. Sometimes you are play a small part in something big. Can y'all write that down, please? Learn how to play a small part in something big. That's one of my greatest things. I can come to another person's house, and I realize the purpose of why I'm there. You can call a name. And if you call a name, and if I'm associated with them, I can tell you what my function in that person's life is. I can tell you what that is. And it would be no secret. And there would be people that's on my team that can vouch for that. I had a couple of meetings yesterday with the people of EWTC, my leaders, the national church. And we were talking, and we sat there and we had a meeting. And when we had this meeting, just the ideas that came from it. Because watch this here. You can be the CEO of the company, but you ain't got the only one that got all the ideas. Are y'all listening to me? Sometimes the people that's underneath you got some greater ideas than you do. And watch this here. I'm good at telling you the course and where I want to go. I can go lay down and I can let you have the steering wheel and let you help me chart out the course of where we're going, and you stay on it and make sure that it happens. You got to have people that's on your team that have strengths, but they also know that they got some development they got to do in something else. Until we as leaders learn how to admit that there's some developing that we got to do, we're not going to be good for nobody. One of my greatest confidants, and this person is true. This person truly is my best friend. They said to me, they said, Apostle, your biggest strength is your biggest weakness. Did y'all hear what I just said? So I have to go through remedial course because my strength is my heart and my weakness is my heart. So I got to develop in a heart area of learning when to say the end. Now unto him that's able to keep me from falling, when to do so and so. Now my flesh could want to do something, but my spirit will want to do something else. And now when my spirit has told me to do something else, now I'm trying to play in the role of Jesus when Jesus said it's already been dead. And some of us right now, it's been dead, but you keep resurrecting what has been crucified and buried. You're going to have to get some strengths, people. And hear me, I don't want to just focus on strengths without you developing in your weakness. That makes sense to everybody. You got to get to that place and you got to deal with it. And there's a whole lot that God was seeing. There are people that will text or inbox that work and do certain things, and they'll say, listen, here's where God is getting ready to take you. And here's the last one. Here's the last one. He will take you from goals to strengths to giving you opportunity. I love this one. Opportunity. Because watch this here. When you are developing your organization, you got to provide, hear me, you got to provide the money, the time, and the resources. See, I'm good for business. I'm not good for relationship. See, I'm good because of what I give. But relationship is what I ought to receive. Are y'all listening to me? And if it's one-sided based upon what it is, because a lot of people will say, well, I've been there and I've done this and I've done that. What have you done? What have you done? Did you hinder? Did you help? Did you build, edify? Did you tear down? Did you, sometimes you have to look at that. And there is a situation where opportunity was bad opportunity. And guess what? As a leader, can I tell you, because y'all know I always tell y'all honesty of truth, I have made wrong opportunities for people. Because opening door number one, amen, opening door number one gave the opportunity that made you look at some things that you're doing in the wrong perspective. And hear me, that's what I owe an accountability for. You got to provide time. Some of you right now have not put no time in. Some of you ain't putting no time. And hear me, and I ain't talking about walking with your leader. I'm talking about time in your work and your ethic of what you do in the kingdom or in your business. One thing about it is that I was talking to TC. I was talking to TC, and we are go-getters. Amen. We hustlers, as we call it. We hustlers. And watch this here. We work our business. We go get them people. Because I believe money just don't fall into your lap. I wish that I did have a sphere of people that were so into my life. But I don't have that. So the only way I'm going to make it happen is to get out here and get it. The only way my business is going to be successful is that people know about it. I tell every person that's an entrepreneur, who's going to know about your business? Who's going to know that you're an author? Who's going to know that you're selling whatever you're selling if you don't get out here and tell people what it is that you do? You got to at least put out at least once a day or once every other day. Hey, I got a new single out. Hey, I got a new book out. Hey, I got so and so and so. Hey, can I sow a book into your life that can help somebody else? I'm telling you, that's what it does. And you'll be surprised. We want to learn, but we don't want to learn at the progression of what someone may want us to learn at. You're going to have to say that I got to have a goal, a strength, and an opportunity. And you got to want to help people know themselves. You got to want to help people celebrate. And here it is, because I got to get ready to go. You got to celebrate at the right wins. All right. WINS. And see, when you watch people and they begin to move into the place that God has called for them to move into, you will know that leaders who develop others want to see them win and not just get wins under their belt for themselves, but the whole department. One of the great things that I've learned about being part of the John Maxwell team, especially being part of the mentorship program, especially being part of advisory councils and things of that magnitude, when one wins, the whole team wins. When one gets a bonus, hear me, they do something for the whole team. Whether it was buy them lunch, whether it was to give them a day off with pay, whether it was, y'all follow what I'm saying? Some of us right now are getting ready to go into a season where you're getting ready to have the right wins. And hear me, sometimes the right wins mean that you got to disconnect from the losing streak. Amen. Some people you lose with, you never win. There are some people who lose and they're bringing your ERA down. Amen. They're bringing down your strikeouts. They're bringing down and they're making your walks go up. You have to say to yourself, it really does not matter how you got to the place. What matters is that you're being set up for the win. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? A good win A good win is one that is not only achieved, but also approached the right way. Please write that down, please. A good win is one that is not only achieved, but is also in how it is approached in the right way. Some of you can go about it the wrong way and be right, and God won't bless it. Are y'all listening to me? It's a way that seemeth right, according to what the words say. And someone you're leading goes about an activity all wrong, hear me, but somehow gets the right results. Sometimes you celebrate that, but if you didn't go through the proper process, you'll just say, well, I got it done. No, you want it done correctly. There's a way in doing something right versus doing something correctly. And in this season, you got to say to yourself, I got to learn how to do some stuff correctly, not just do it right. And as a leader, and here's why I'm closing, I got to go. As a leader, you need to evaluate what looks like a win and what's a loss. You got to take the time to process and say, is this an asset or a liability? Their presence is an asset, but their financial report is a liability. You have to look at that. There are clients that I have, and they're very good people, but hear me, they're not good for business. Why? Because people, they will take business and cross-pollinate it with personal, and when it comes time to rebuke them in business, then they don't want to have no personal relationship with you. And that's the immaturity part when it comes to people, that a lot of times we cross-mingle the two, and we don't know how to separate business from personal. So what happens is that when your business, amen, you don't hold them accountable because you have personal relationship. You have to say to yourself, in order to celebrate the right wins, you got to make sure that your employees are the main ones that uphold your streamline and division partner maintenance. Some of us are going to have to pursue in our leadership. We have to make sure that we're working in the areas that we should work in. And hear me, when it comes time to have the difficult conversation, you have to ask yourself this question. Is it because it will hurt them or hurt me? Did y'all hear what I just said? Because if it's going to hurt you, then you're being selfish. Y'all missed it. Good leaders get past the disconnection that people do to you. Good leaders get past the discomfort of having difficult conversations for the sake of people. I'm telling you now, for the sake of the kingdom is something that I've said for years. I have allowed stuff to happen for the sake of the kingdom. And God said, you are hurting you because you're being selfish, because you're not providing true leadership. Sometimes true leadership is when you have to tell people the truth and not just live a lie. And some of you listening to me, you need to remember that it is the people who work through difficult relationships and difficult things in order for you to believe in them and they believe in you. Sometimes you got to say to people, this is what it is, that's it, that's all. And if this don't work for you, you need to go find another company to work for. And some people, they will do better in another company because they don't have the expectations or metrics that you have for them. Some people, you justify them for being lazy, so you say nothing to them. Sometimes they need to go work for a company that's lazy, that have no 401k, don't have no benefits, don't have anything, because that's what they like. You have to learn who you're working with. If you are connected to a leader, and here's why I'm closing, and you can give this illustration to your followers, the people that's under your ministry. I pray that this is not bad. I'm going to have a leadership conclave, and that's going to be one of the things I'm going to ask. And I'm interested to hear the answers, because I want them to give me the truth. And I don't want them to say I'm a good leader and I'm a good apostolic father and I'm a good. No, I want you to talk about Peters, because that's what I am. So talk about Peters. Amen. I'm hard. I'm difficult. I'm stern. I expect things out of you. See, those are the things of good leadership. Amen. They're not